Hi, I'm Chris Ovius. I'm an assistant professor of management here at the Rady School of Management at UC San Diego. I teach our core leadership classes here at Rady. And today I'm going to talk with you about some research that I'm excited about called Transforming the Mirror, which looks at how social power can disrupt our ability to experience empathy toward others. We mimic from the time we were babies. We do it with relatives, we do it with strangers, and we do it with friends. And mimicry has a profound array of social consequences. Mimicry is so incredibly important for our relationships. It helps us to form social bonds. When individuals mimic one another, they feel more similar to one another, they like each other more, and positive emotions are generated. Trust is generated from behavioral mimicry, and this all happens outside of conscious awareness. Traditionally, scholars who study mimicry have subscribed to this thing called the direct matching principle. And this basically means that when we see someone smiling, we smile. When someone frowns at us, we frown right back. But we know from my previous research on power and status that hierarchical dynamics can sort of disrupt our ability to empathize with other people, to feel the same things that they're feeling, to know what they're feeling. So I wanted to see, at this most basic level of muscle activation, does power really disrupt our ability to empathize with others? For our research, we brought participants into the lab and randomly assigned them to experience feelings of high power, low power, or neutral feelings. After these feelings of high, low, or neutral power were activated, then we measured their mimicry of emotional expressions. To do that, we showed them a series of videos of people either smiling at them or frowning at them. And while they were watching these videos, we recorded the muscle activity in participants' frowning muscles, so that's the corrugator up here, the smiling muscle, that's the zygomaticus major, that pulls the lip corners up, and that assessed the extent to which participants' own smiling and frowning responses were activated. These targets who were smiling at them further were described as being high status individuals, or they were described as being low status individuals. We found a couple really interesting personal power effects. For our low power participants, they actually tended to smile back at every sort of expression from every sort of individual. No matter who was smiling at them or who was frowning at them, they would always respond with a smile. So low power seemed to disrupt this mimicry response by just triggering smiles in response to any sort of emotion. But when high status individuals smiled or frowned at our high power participants, we actually saw a counter mimicry effect. High power participants responded to smiles with their own frowns. And when they saw frowns, they responded with their own smiles. It was as if our high power participants had internalized these dynamics of status competition. The take home here is that when we experience social power, it can really interfere with our ability to connect with other people. And this is incredibly important in organizations where leaders need to be able to understand and connect with the members of their teams. Right now, I'm working on interventions that can help powerful individuals become more empathetic and help coworkers to connect with one another. And this research helps us to deeply understand these barriers to empathy and points to some